Let's go over Solo: A Star Wars Story when it comes to Disney's response for the Solo: A Star Wars Story box office results. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, the Han Solo movie debuted on Thursday, May 24th, raking in 14 million on its Thursday night. Now, in comparison to both Rogue One and The Last Jedi, it underperformed on the first night. And as the days rolled by throughout Memorial Day weekend, all of the different media sites out there kept on reporting how Solo: A Star Wars Story's box office bombed, and it was essentially stalling and not doing too well at all in comparison to past Disney-era Star Wars movies such as The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens, and Rogue One. Now, Disney's Dave Hollis has commented on all of this, and they're trying to get down to the bottom of it all. Now, I want to go over one of the other responses by Disney, and this is what they had to say briefly about the whole entire box office situation with Solo: A Star Wars Story, and that is, let's measure how we feel about this until more time passes. And they are looking at the possibilities of Star Wars fatigue and, of course, frequency issues. Now, what I mean by frequency issues is the fact that The Last Jedi released back in December, and then you have, of course, Solo: A Star Wars Story in May, which is like 5 months apart pretty much. Now, to me, I don't think those two are the big issues. I think it could very well be a small part. I definitely do think that The Last Jedi backlash came into full effect, as well as the Solo: A Star Wars Story boycott. A lot of people, a lot of the hardcore fans, didn't go ahead and see this movie on its first night or even the first couple of days. In fact, when I went on Thursday night, pre-opening night, when I went into my movie theater, it was empty. It was near empty. I mean, I would tell you it was not even full at all. It was like maybe less than 50%, and a lot of people out there keep saying the same exact thing. Some of you guys have even stated that when you went into your theater, that there was only like 20 to 25 people in a 150 seat room. So it's pretty crazy. It's a phenomenon. I've never seen this ever before in my life out of all the Star Wars movies that I have attended personally on a Thursday night. I've never ever seen something like this before, and it's quite shocking. Now, looking at the Han Solo movie, what does this mean for the future of Star Wars? Well, we went over this in my past video, is that Disney apparently is now changing their whole entire plan. Originally, they were going to have 2 Star Wars movies a year. That is now apparently ultimately scrapped because of the feedback of Solo: A Star Wars Story when it comes to the box office results, how much money they made, etc. I think that one thing that we really do have to think about is the fact of how much money went into this movie, the budget, right? A lot of money, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, because of reshoots and marketing and the fact that they do in fact have to pay all the theaters out there for their cut of displaying the movie. So it's going to have to break even so that it's somewhat of a success to a degree for both Disney and Lucasfilm, and we'll have to wait and see exactly how that pans out. Now, looking at anthology films, the biggest subject today is what's going on with anthology films now. Is this the end of Star Wars stories? No, I highly doubt this, because looking at what we have in the future, the KENOBI Star Wars movie is a complete different story. It's nothing like Han Solo. And even the Boba Fett film, though at first, I wasn't really totally on board of it, but after learning that it's going to be a bounty hunter-centric film, maybe we'll have IG-88 thrown in there, or a Bossk, or a Dengar, or a Cad Bane. There's so many possibilities of the characters that they can explore in that movie, so I think that'll be a hotter movie than Solo: A Star Wars Story. I think people will attend that movie more than this one, to be quite honest. Now, looking at everything else, we do know that Bob Iger is retiring in 2021. Now, once, the successor to him comes into play, what happens to Kathleen Kennedy? Is she going to stay at Lucasfilm as president, or could she very well get a promotion as head of Disney? That's a possibility. We never know. The possibilities are endless as to what comes with the future of Star Wars when it comes to not only the stories, but everything behind the scenes, everything that's going on behind the scenes, right? So the fact that they're doing away with 2 Star Wars movies a year kind of upsets me. I was really looking forward to something like that because, we could have had 2 anthology films a year. Now, the fact that they're ditching that whole entire format, I think that this could very well set back some of the projects that are currently in the works right now. And I'm not talking about Kenobi or Boba Fett, or, you know, even the Rian Johnson trilogy, or the creators of Game of Thrones and their set of Star Wars movies. I think that they do have other ideas. You gotta remember that they originally stated not too long ago that they have 10 years worth of anthology film ideas that they are currently working on, one of which was even a Yoda film in the early talks. So it could be the Yoda movie that could be being pushed, you know, into a different date, or a different year, I should say, in the 2020s. But anyways, guys, I just hope that the Star Wars community gets healthier as we move on, and that the franchise, you know, essentially just gets better and better. I don't hope for it to get worse. That's not what I'm trying to get at in this video. I'm just hoping that things do resolve. So Disney, as of right now, they're trying to get down to the bottom of everything, and they're really trying to figure out why things happened the way they did. Like I say, I definitely do think it has all to do with The Last Jedi backlash, or at least a good chunk of it, and the Solo boycott. It could very well be other factors, such as the holiday and the fact that, you know, it's a Han Solo movie. Not everybody was necessarily asking for this film. I think people would have preferred Kenobi this year. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I am not the one. From night to